Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap, I see a little white spot there. It's going to bug me, so I'm going to get rid of that because I'll be looking at that the whole recap. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, July the 6th, 2023. Thursday, July the 6th. Not too much happening because, Young and the Restless, we got our good days and we've got our slow weeks, right? Slow week, kind of. We have Summer. No, Daniel goes downstairs. We have Chelsea and Billy having breakfast, and they're eating and talking. And Daniel comes over to her and he gives her a great update. They're getting some really good social media feedback. Her game is picking up, it's getting some traction. So she was really happy to hear that. Now, you notice we haven't heard any more from Connor. Uh, One thing we did find out, Connor is in a sports summer camp right now. So he's away for the summer in a sports camp. I don't know if it's the same one Johnny and Katie went to, but Connor's gone. Um, and so she was happy to hear it. And then Summer just walks right on over and says, "Hi, Chelsea. Chelsea, listen, can I talk to you for a minute? Remember that offer that I made you a few months ago? Well, I would like you to reconsider. I would like you to come and work with me for me at Marchetti." Daniel standing there with his arms, he kind of looks at his sister and he goes, hey, wait a minute. Are you trying to poach my employee? And so Chelsea's looking like, yeah, are you? And she goes, well, your game is already launched. So I figured she would have some free time. And I'm thinking, that would be a whole lot of free time, right? And Chelsea says, well, listen, Summer, yes, you did offer me the position 4 months ago, but no, I said no then. And she goes, well, things have changed. You would be creative design administrator because I'm now going to be, I'm now the CEO of Marchetti. So you would be running Marchetti alongside me, right? So she wouldn't have the pressures of being a main designer coming up with designs. She could have, she could put some out if she wanted. And Chelsea looked at her and said, and Billy says, wait a minute, wait. That's my nephew's job. And Summer says, no, things have changed. Kyle and I are separating. Kyle is stepping away from Marchetti, and I'm now the CEO. And Billy is thinking in his head, uh-oh, wait a minute. I better make sure my brother isn't already replacing me as co-CEO with his son, right? Because that's the way things will work, in Abbott land, or really in Newman land, right? So Chelsea says, well, that is different. And Summer says, we could do such great things together, Chelsea. You are so talented. And she tell her, I need you. And Chelsea's like, and Daniel says, can I grab my sister for a minute? So he takes Summer off to the side, and Billy and Chelsea decide, ooh, let's get out of here. Because Chelsea wasn't ready to make an on-the-spot decision like that, right? So Billy is talking to Chelsea at the coffee house, and he tells her, he says, Chelsea, there's some perks. You'd be working with me at Jabot. Now, Marchetti is a different division. We wouldn't be working directly under, you wouldn't be working directly with me, but we would see each other at the water cooler, And she goes, I know, Billy, that's something to think about. Do you think that that's a good idea. And I'm thinking, talk to your therapist, Chelsea. Talk to your therapist. Summer wasn't designing anything. Chelsea's stresses came about when she was pressured to crank out new designs. She just wasn't ready for that kind of pressure, right? This is different. So Billy says, it's something to think about. I like it. He goes, but I got to get to the office to see what's going on there, right? So Chelsea is still at the coffee house, and Chloe walks in. And Chloe, she wants to talk to Chloe about it to get Chloe's views. And Chloe says, I don't feel I'm qualified to give you an opinion. And she's like, wait, why? And she goes, because I wasn't there for you when you needed me most in your life. I didn't have a clue what was going on with you, Chelsea. So I don't feel like it. She goes, Chloe, for one thing, I pushed you away completely, and I completely shut you out. You had no way of knowing because I didn't want you to know. I didn't know how to reach out and get help from the people that are closest around me, who care about me. I'm different now, you know? And so she made Chloe feel better. And Chloe told her about the new opportunity. And Chloe was like, wow. Uh, I mean, Chelsea, that is, she's like, that is what you're good at. But they didn't leave it to where Chloe gave her any, yes, I think you should, or no, I think you shouldn't. And because I kind of think they cut away from them, because really what Chloe should tell her is talk to your therapist. No matter what you choose to do, I'm there for you, right? Talk to your therapist. So, and I'm going to tell you, Marchetti will take Chloe, even though Chloe is working at right now, Chancellor, but realistically, that doesn't mean that's an ongoing gig at Chancellor Winters. Marchetti could be an ongoing thing for both of them, but let's be real. I'm sure Kyle will be back in 6 months, and then what would happen? So anyway, Chloe, it next shows her going to visit Sally, because Sally had talked to Nick earlier and said Chloe had been reaching out, and look, they got Sally's room a hot mess. She needs to let housekeeping come in. She got old food on the table. Nick is like, you need to get out of this room, right? And so he goes, how's things going with Chloe? She goes, she's been calling me, with the job. She's been calling me, but I'm not in the headspace. I've just been dodging all her calls. And Nick says, you know what, Sally, you might need a distraction. You might want to think about, possibly doing a little work. I mean, not full-fledged if you're not, she goes, I'm not ready to go to work. No, okay. But I mean, you can ease yourself into it, So she thought about it. Nick left, and she had texted Chloe. Chloe comes over after she meets, leaves Chelsea. And Chloe is giving her an update. Chloe's making some big progress. She really doesn't need Sally. But apparently Sally had given a few choices and things before she lost the baby. And she goes, oh no, it's a hit. We're doing this, we're doing that. And Sally says, I'm so sorry that I haven't returned your phone calls. I've just not been feeling like I wanted to deal with anything. And Chloe told her, look, the loss of a child, you don't ever get over. Because remember, she lost Delia. She said, but you are able to slowly move forward. You are in time. So they're talking, and then they cut to another scene. And by the time they come back, Sally's looking on the tablet at some designs and giving some suggestions, and she's actually working, right? And feeling better. And so Chloe said, she says, you know what? Thank you, Chloe. I did need a distraction. And Chloe says, look, like there's no pressure on her. She can ease back in as slowly as she wants. But bottom line is, look, she can be remote until she's ready to get really back out there. Chloe's there to help her with that. So that was pretty good. I mean, okay, Chloe's a good friend. So we have Victor summoned Audra, and he goes, it's been brought to my attention that you have been involved or you've interacted with one of my family members, and I'm here to warn you. And she's thinking like, how did he find out about me and Kyle? Because that's what she's thinking, right? That's Summer's grandfather. You be toast at Newman, right? Although guess what? They can't fire her for that. She would have a lawsuit like nobody's business. Period. So anyway, it ends up being Adam. He heard Adam was talking to her, and Adam told her, I don't know, how did he hear that? Maybe Adam told him, yeah, I ran into the new CEO of Newman Media, blah, blah, blah. So he says, stay away from him. He's coming after Newman Media. And she goes, I'm not afraid of a challenge. And Victor's like, he's more than a challenge. My son is lethal. So you be careful. You're in his crosshairs, And so she says, he goes, are you up for the fight? And she says, I'm absolutely up for the fight. And then Victor was kind of like, good, right? Because you gonna need it anyway. And then Victor also has Nick, after Audra leaves, Nick come. And Nick says, okay, Dad, what you want? And he goes, Nick, I need your help. And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, what are you doing with your time off? And he goes, look, Victoria is really trying to push me out. I could be at work now. And he goes, I know, son, I know. But listen, I need you more. And he goes, to do what? I need you to go work with your brother, Adam. What? And I'm thinking, what kind of sense does that make? He's on a bad downward path. He needs help. He feels he has no one, and I need you to be there to help him. And he goes, I already told you no on that. He goes, and on top of the fact, Adam doesn't listen to me, right? And he goes, son, he's family. And he goes, he's always been your Achilles heel, and he goes, he is my son, and I love him just like you're my son. And right now, you're away from Newman. You can help your brother. And I'm thinking, see, what kind of sense did that make? If he's healthy enough to be working somewhere, all Victor got to do is go back in the Newman Media and tell Victoria, okay, Nick is coming back effective tomorrow. Daughter dearest, right? Because Nick's going to come in, and Nick won't go along with dirty, underhanded tactics, right? That Adam's going to do to take Victoria down. The only way Nick would is if he feels what Victoria and Nate are doing is so wrong, right? So blatant, that then he would help his brother. Even the scale. Let's balance the scale. Sister, you pushed me out. Okay. Now I'm working with the baby brother. Because I told you I didn't need time off. So anyway, we shall see. We'll see what's going to happen. Either way, that wouldn't last long. Nick and Adam, oil and water. Oil and water. So Audra the desk girl gives her her delivery, and she sees the flowers, and oh, she's smiling because he realized Audra is always the temptress. She's Tucker's side thing whenever he wanted her, right? And she hasn't been nobody special anything in a long, long time. So for someone to do something sweet like have big old bouquet of flowers with a card and talking about thanks for showing me your moves, and a box with some jewelry in it, she was just cheesing. And Summer was getting ready to go up the stairs, and she sees it. She goes, "Oh, pretty flowers." And she kind of looks at Summer, and she says, "Oh," she goes, "Do you have a new admirer?" And so she goes, "It's a congratulations for my new position as Newman Media's CEO, interim CEO." So Summer looks at her and she goes, so Audra says, "Are you staying here?" And Summer says, "Yes, I am staying here temporarily." And no, and then she goes, "Wait." So she goes, "Wait, so your boss, they're giving you jewelry too?" And she goes, "What do you mean?" She goes, "I recognize the box. That's the exact same jeweler I use." See, that's how Kyle's going to get himself so busted, right? And Audra says, "Well, what do I say? I do a good job." And so Summer said, that's when she asked Summer, "Are you staying here?" And Summer says, "Temporarily, like your new position." And she looks at her and winks her eye and walks up the stairs. I said, "Okay, go ahead, Summer." Gave her a little dig, a little kick in the side shin there. Because Audra is usually the one leaving people with these off-colored comments as she walks away from them or walks up to them. Or remember what she told Summer? Summer didn't forget it yesterday. "I came to offer my condolences if, in fact, your mother really is gone." Okay. So now, yeah, turnabout was fair play, Audra. So that plot's going to be thickening. That plot is definitely, Kyle's going to get himself so busted, and let's see what Summer does at that point. So let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. Got a few comments here. We have, let me refresh the page to make sure no more didn't pop in, because there's 3 of them. Oh, some more popped in. I'm so happy that I refreshed the page. We have Yolanda says, "Audra's a Jezebel." And Yolanda says, "Look, the look on the child's face." Oh yeah, you were talking about little Harrison. And then Sherry says, "Summer and Kyle have stayed in Milan." Yeah, they were in Milan. And then Yolanda also said Milan, because remember I said, where was that market? Milan. And LaShawn says, "Is Lily Winters going to ask Daniel to move into Devon's penthouse with her? That was her first husband." And then LaShawn says, I liked Hunter King." Remember I said the first summer I knew it was a Hunter something. Hunter King more better as Summer. Billy shouldn't be talking to Summer. I remember when he slept with her." Well, it's not so much that he shouldn't talk with her. You know, that was the one up situation to end him and Phyllis's, mismatched relationship, period. They, bottom line, Billy only matched with that temporary Phyllis, the actress playing Phyllis at that time when Phyllis was at General Hospital. Because in reality, and they did have some chemistry together, that Phyllis and Billy. But Michelle Stafford and the actor playing Billy Abbott, no chemistry. That wouldn't work. I mean, just even on screen, that's too awkward. They don't do it. But anyway, that's when Summer, he was using her for revenge against Phyllis. So anyway, everybody, that's it. That's it for the daily recap for The Young and the Restless. I'll be back for tomorrow's Friday's episode, you notice I don't say Cliffhanger Friday for The Young and the Restless at all. So I'll be back for Friday's episode.